It's Monday, and it is a Monday of all Mondays, and we have a lot to get to. Welcome to this edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew. Meghan, Triplett, John Roser. After the weekend that was, so much sports happened. Let's first start with the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies have a new franchise record. They've won 9 straight wins in a single season. They get 2 big victories over the weekend against the Clippers and the Lakers. And Roser, what has impressed you the most about what the Grizzlies have done in this stretch of games?
Oh, I mean, I think it's just the fact that it continues to be the whole next man up mentality. That Saturday game against the Clippers, it easily could have turned into, oh man, we lose Dylan in the first quarter, we don't have Ja, or we lose Dylan in the second quarter, we don't have Ja, we're down Steven Adams. That's 3 of our 5 starters. We could feel sorry for ourselves. No, they don't feel sorry for themselves. Jaren Jackson Jr. turns into freaking Kevin Garnett, Bill Russell, and Dirk. He's hitting threes. He's driving. He's blocking everything at the rim, like playing amazing defense. And then you see what happens against the Lakers. Ja comes back. But Ja had the 2 most memorable plays of the night with the block and then the alley-oop dunk from Desmond Bane. But like Ja's stat, what did Ja like? What is it, like 17 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds, whatever. I mean, it's basic line. It's not like he went off for 38 or anything. But Jaren's awesome again. Bane knocks down shots. And the Grizzlies just beat the Lakers into submission to the point that LeBron's upset that the Grizzlies are talking trash to him, even though LeBron's got a history of talking trash to everybody when they're winning. He's such a front runner. Don't get me started on that guy. Oh, my God. I can't stand him. He is such a front runner. Who's he going to try to get fired next?
Oh, goodness, I forgot. Anytime you even mentioned this.
He's probably going to try to get Desmond Bane fired for talking trash to him.
Okay, Roser, come down, LeBron. Hater train. Let's now just focus on the Grizzlies, though. But you were right. You talked about
what a bad weekend for the city of Los Angeles. Oh, my God. The Lakers, the Clippers, the Chargers, and the Rams. What a disaster the city of Angels is.
Okay, Roser, you talked about how the next
man. Go back to their fake lives.
Okay, pause. Okay, calm down. I know we haven't even gotten to the NFL yet. We're going to get there. But can I just add, since you said next man up mentality has been the most impressive thing, I'm going to add in there that the defense too. This is a team that lives and breathes the defense. And one of the consistent things about this Grizzlies team, especially over this stretch of like this 9-game winning streak, is that they have committed to their defense. For every single coach, whoever you play, every single player, pregame, during halftime, they're talking about what this Grizzlies team can do defensively against you. They can force you into those turnovers. They're going to have double-digit steals. They're going to have a lot of blocks. They're going to be able to capitalize off those turnovers, pushing the pace. And as you mentioned, to be able to do that, everyone has the same mentality. Sometimes you might have a couple of guys who are your defensive guys, but no matter who's in and out, everyone steps into that same defensive mindset. And so that's also been like crazy impressive. And Coach Jenkins gets his 100th win as well as a head coach. So a lot of things are happening to the Grizzlies, and you want to continue to watch it because the Grizzlies do take on the Warriors on Tuesday night. And you definitely want to come out. Game is on Valley Sports Southeast.
John tech suit night, cozy season.
Yes.
It's cozy season. And I also want to say get there really early because it's only 3,000 fans that get those tech suits. And Steph Curry is his warm up, his pregame warm up. There are way more people there for that than anything else. Like people
and not only do you get to see Steph Curry warm up, but you can see Klay Thompson warm up as well.
I don't care about Klay Thompson. It's really about the Grizzlies and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, if you haven't seen Steph Curry warm up, his pregame warm up is worth it.
There it is. All right, let's now get into the NFL. I know we got.
Let's get into the NFL.
Do it.
Go did.
What
up, CJ? Go did.
Yes, I'm super happy for you. There's so much that did happen over the weekend, the last weekend of the regular season in the NFL. A lot of things we now know who's going to the playoffs and who's not going to the playoffs. Sorry, Colts. Sorry, Chargers. But for the game you're looking forward to the most in the first week of the playoffs.
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm looking forward to 49ers Cowboys the most. You want to be honest, I don't have a great feeling about it. Like, I think Dallas is better than us. But we can win. I mean, we can win. Like, we're tough. We play tough. Like, we hang around, like coming back from 17-0 on the road against Sean McVay, who had never lost. He was 45-0 when leading at halftime. Sean McVay had been as Rams head coach, 45-0, now 45-1. Like, that's not easy to do. Jimmy Garoppolo's got a torn ligament in his thumb, and he takes you, 89 yards in a minute to tie the game with no timeouts left. Like, and then takes you down at overtime and gets you, the game-winning field goal. Like, he had some bad plays, but man, it's like when it mattered the most, the two biggest drives of the game, he took us down and got us to 10 points that we needed to win the game.
I asked you what game you were to.
Patriots-Bills.
Really? That's it.
The last time so we saw these teams play once, and it was like that snowstorm.
Right.
It was a snowstorm. So what do you even take from that? The Patriots won the game, but what do you even take from that? Then the next time they played, the Bills won pretty convincingly. But I'm interested to see. Mac Jones hasn't looked as good the last couple of weeks. No. I don't know if it's a rookie wall. I don't know what it is. But I'm interested to see him because the Bills also have been – the Bills didn't look amazing yesterday. I mean, the Jets hung around with them for a long time in that game before the Bills put it away with 2 late touchdowns. But it was like a 13-10 game for a ton of the second half. So I'm interested to see because I think the Bills are the team that's going to come out of the AFC. So I want to see how they look against New England. I'm interested to see Mac Jones in his first playoff game.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. The Bills and the Patriots, there's history there. The last time they played each other, like the snow, Mac Jones barely threw the ball and like went down in NFL history. The other game that I'm looking forward to the most is the Cardinals and also
the Cardinals and the Rams. Yeah.
Right, because there's so many questions and you're still trying to figure it out because both teams have so much hype around them. And you're like, what? Like, I can't make sense of what this team could do and can be because
and there's still a lot of questions. Like,
right.
Is Kyler Murray awesome? Is Matthew Stafford awesome? Like, they look awesome at times, and then they look like
bad. And you're like, what is this? So I think there's a lot, and then as a Titans fan, I'm just going to be sitting back chilling because I'm not playing because we have that number 1 seed in the AFC. So, shout out to my Titans, tighten up. But one thing
what does that even mean?
Tighten up. Don't hate. Do not hate.
What does that even mean?
This is what happens. You get the number 1 seed and the more haters come out. That's what you do. I know what the rose or hate comes out. Not on my team. Not on my team. All right. Now, a game that we will both be watching and trying to figure out is the national championship. It is going down tonight in Indianapolis. It's Alabama versus Georgia. It is the rematch of the SEC championship game. Roser, who do you have winning tonight's game?
I said at the beginning of the playoff, I'd take Georgia to win the national championship. As it's going on, I don't feel as good about that. I will say the teams that have played in a conference championship game that then play again in the national championship game, the team that was favored the first time, and like that was Georgia, and they lost. They got killed by Bama. Has won the game, the next meeting in the title game, has won the game 80% of the time.
Okay.
So those numbers would tell you Georgia's going to win. However, if you get Alabama as an underdog, take Alabama as an underdog. Just do it. Because you're going to feel stupid if Alabama wins. You're going to feel dumb if you don't take Alabama plus the points and Alabama beats them. Because at the end of the day, what I'm still bringing up, why I'm not feeling as good about it anymore, and I know I've always said I think the John Mechie thing's going to come back to get Alabama, and this would be the game where it does. But I have thought as it gets down to it, I'm like, we were talking about Bryce Young against Stetson Bennett.
And that's the scary.
It's Bryce Young against Stetson, and Bryce Young is the Heisman Trophy winner. Bryce Young's the best quarterback in the country. Like, what are we talking about here? Stetson Bennett is. This is like it's honestly like I hate to play. It's like the Patrick Mahomes, Jimmy Garoppolo thing. Like, it's like, what are we talking? Like, what are we talking about?
You can't even say them in the same sentence. I'm with you. I'm going to pick Georgia. If their defense can show up and not play like how they played in the SEC championship game, but play like they did in the semifinals against Michigan, I do think that this defense could be something. I think they can win this game for Georgia. However, their offense, I'm not all the way on. As you mentioned, they got Bryce Young, and I'm a little nervous, and they have Nick Saban. So I'm going to go with my girl Maria Taylor's team and say, how about them dogs? But I'm a little nervous. I'm scared. So Georgia for me, and we will wait and see, and we'll probably recap it next week on next week's edition of 3 Point Stands presented by Mountain Dew.